Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Stay Vibrant podcast. My name is Melanie Kiss, and I am thrilled today to have Kelly. Did you say Riki? Riki. Kelly Butterfly. But how do you pronounce your last name? I always questioned it, and I never asked you. Riki. Riki. Okay. Does it? Smelly. Well, I've just learned something new. I hope you did too, people. Yeah. Thank you. But did you know that that's okay. My last name means tiny. Yeah. Welcome to our podcast. Um, Kelly, thank you for being here, and I'm glad that we're talking today because I wanted to talk about beating the winter blues, being in that funk, and just talking to each other for the last hour has definitely boosted my energy up. So thank you. But do you ever? I know you're not in a space right now where it's cold and gloomy. Is it? Yes. No, no. It's the it's 50 degrees Celsius, you mean? Yeah, yeah, Celsius. Yes. No, I think it's the opposite. No. I'm like, "You're in Celsius," because 100, we would be burning. No, that's all it's in the US that they use Fahrenheit. In Canada, we use Celsius. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, no. 19 people from Canada. 19 is cold. I'm just kidding. Yes, yes, it does. And I think for people to understand, Canada is a very large country, so depending on where you live in Canada, the weather will fluctuate. But where I live, it could get pretty darn hot in the summer and humid. So, yes. Yeah, so it does get hot, like a 30, 35 around there in the summer, even hotter now with global warming. But, and it's I'm bringing we're talking about winter blues, but I think it's important to understand this because we're on social media, we're on podcasts, and everyone lives in different places. So whether it's winter blues or whatever blues you feel, depending on the season of where you live, it's a thing, right? People do feel down at certain points throughout the year. And I want to know, Kelly, do you do anything special to beat the winter blues for yourself? Is there something like a magic thing that helps you quite a bit? Chocolate. Yeah. 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 Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally get it. Here in Canada, I would say it's probably very similar where the days are shorter, you wake up, it's dark, you come back home from work, it's dark, and it's very cold. Um, so I know there's more talk of seasonal depression as well, quite a bit. So that's something else that people suffer with. It's not just winter blues, but seasonal depression. And that's why I really wanted to bring this subject up because yes, we're going to talk about, a few tips that you could have, but really the ultimate tip if you can't seem to get out of your um that negative feeling is really to go talk to someone. So if you're listening and you're suffering from seasonal depression, please reach out to someone who could help you out. And if it's not somebody that you know, there are so many 1-800 numbers out there that you could Google and reach out to a professional that could help you out or just having a listening ear, right? That being said, I have a couple things. So exercise, I'm glad you brought that up, right? That is very helpful because it helps bring um that boost of dopamine that we need that brings the happiness, right? But what if we can't seem to get off the couch regardless, right? The winter blues is so strong that you can't even get yourself to get to that point of exercising. And I would say really is maybe just start with nourishing your body with really good food. So we come in from the holidays, a lot of sugar, a lot of heavy foods. That plays a huge role in how we feel. And now the winter is here. Maybe I would, and this ties in with reframing our thoughts or negative thoughts. I often say it's not winter, we're moving towards spring. So that's something I tell myself that helps me a lot. And from there, when I tell myself we're moving towards spring, I start to want to eat healthier food. Like I had so much of the heavy foods over the holidays that I'm like, oh, I don't even feel like it anymore. I want to go like make something really fresh and good and start slowly going into that direction. So that is something that could be helpful. But yeah, reframing those negative thoughts, right? Do you catch yourself sometimes talking to yourself negatively, right? It's normal. It's normal. It's yes. 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 Yeah. Yes. Yes, absolutely. And sometimes we need somebody to tell us because we don't even realize that we're doing it, right? So exactly. So what happens if we're talking negatively to ourselves and we don't realize we're doing it, but you don't have anyone to tell you either? I would tell you to practice the present moment, right? When you practice the present moment, you're so focused on what is currently happening, you're more in tune to everything in your surroundings. So, how you could practice that, say you go for a walk. Okay. So, Kelly, next time you go for a walk, I'll invite you to look further than what you currently see. And what I mean by that is if you're walking and let's say you see a patch of grass, look further than just saying, I see grass. Maybe within the grass that you see, maybe there'll be a little flower. Maybe there's a little bee that comes out. Maybe there's a butterfly. Maybe there's a bird. Maybe there's a patch of dirt, a rock, a piece of trash, whatever. Try to look deeper than just the surface area. Listen to what's around. So I know some people like to listen to podcasts. Thank you. Or music or listening to books. But sometimes it's just to tune that out and just really listen to your current surroundings. So what do you hear? Do you hear cars? Do you hear the wind? Do you hear um birds? So you're working your auditory senses as well, right? So when you're working the visual, your auditory senses, and maybe even the feeling, like you could feel the wind on your skin, this brings you really into a present moment. And when you're in a present moment, it becomes slowly a lot naturally, like it's a behavior that will be a lot, that makes no sense, that would be naturally, no. You'll be cut, it will be a natural thing to do, to be in the present moment, right? Sometimes we need to bring ourselves back, but it'll be a lot more natural. And when it does, you'll start hearing your negative self-talk. And you'll be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that." Right? How can I reframe it? Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Maybe ask yourself, like, why am I feeling so negative? Like, why was I feeling so negative that day? Like, what was happening that day that brought that negativity, right? Yeah, good point, definitely. Or practice, if you have your journal out, practice gratitude, right? Did you know that if you try to practice gratitude every day, like naming 10 things? I had a friend challenge me on this. Write 10 things every day for something that you're grateful for. And at first it's easy. You're like, oh, this and that. But there are days where there's not much happening. And then you start to have to just being grateful. This, I have a roof over my head. You know what I mean? Like, I'm healthy. I can see exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Gratitude is not just, oh my God, my business is doing well now. That's great, but it, like the little things that we sometimes forget or neglect that are important to have, that you currently have as as I was going to say a skill, but that's something that's just part of you already, right? Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Like, I'm not a winter person at all. I don't even hide it anymore. But I'm grateful. Yeah, that was one video from years ago that I decided to share, that I've done once in the last 5 years. But I'm grateful that I have a home that's warm and I'm not out in the cold. Like things like that. It's not everyone that necessarily has that possibility. Yeah. Mhm. There's always someone there. Absolutely. Absolutely. And absolutely, and I would add, and it made me think, because I have to say in the last 10 days, I kind of felt like off, and knowing that it's the time of year that's not so great, and that's when I decided to create that community, for people, right? Because I felt that I don't want just to show the sunny side up, but to give tips on how to feel better when we're not feeling so great. So a safe space for people to come in, see what's there without necessarily feeling that they have to say something or participate, but just go in and say, okay, this, this makes me feel great, thank you so much, and kind of just walk away, knowing that you're not alone. So again, I said it, I know I said it at the beginning, but reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help out, to guide, to whatever it is that you need. A listening ear sometimes, right? My other tip, okay, would be self-care, but in the sense of, some people that are happy with taking a bath with some candles, or give yourself a facial or go for a massage, but sometimes it could be reading a book, right? I just want to sit cocoon with some hot chocolate and read a book. That makes me feel good. Yeah. Yeah. Or paint, like something creative, or draw, right? Or what I've been doing is I've already planned out my spring garden. I every winter drag my husband and we go to the garden center, to a nursery, and we go look at plants and flowers. First of all, it's nice and warm in the nursery, right? And then we get to see different colors and what's coming, and it just gets us excited about spring coming, right? And not focus so much on the fact that it's dark and gloomy and cold. So these could be like little things that people could do as well. That spring is coming. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Kelly, if you were right close to me, I love high tea. I'd say, Kelly, let's go for high tea for an afternoon. Right? So, yeah, it doesn't have to be something expensive. Invite a friend, just have a cup of tea together and just chat. Watch a movie, whatever it is. Oh, it'd be so much fun. Yeah. Yes. It'd be so much fun. Yeah. No. 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 And but I'm gonna say social media sometimes I know could be very negative for some people. So if you need a social media break, take it. Take it. It's fine. Okay? You're gonna survive. Don't worry about losing followers. It's not important. If they're not there, then they were not meant to be, and just take take care of yourself. Yes. So thank you so much, Kelly, for being here once again on this episode. I'm so happy that you're always around to have these discussions. Yes. We make it work. Make it work. Make it work. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for listening in. Until next time, stay vibrant.